balls and no strikes now to Bubash, the number 8 man in the lineup. We mentioned yesterday, a lot of teams with the number 8 hitter in their lineups hitting .420 for the season.
But
this one catches a piece, 2 balls and a strike now to Bubash.
Slippery Rock.
Not an exaggeration. Bubash has played in 30 games.
Our first game of
.693 slugging, .453 on base.
First game of the day, and
this one fouled back out of play.
This is a double elimination tournament.
Nicknamed the Moose. 5'10", 170.
Next game will be
sophomore from Monongahela, Pennsylvania.
We'll play.
Calls timeout here. Catches a bug in the eye, maybe.
Measures, I believe.
Shake that one off. Not a big man in stature by any stretch of the imagination, but quick hands for Kobe Bubash is the name of the game, and he's got some incredible bat speed for his size. And he knows it. Looks at strike number 3. He heads to the dugout. 2 strikeouts here for Rischel for the first 2 men in the bottom of the second inning. And that'll bring up the number 9 man in the Rock lineup, Joe Eland. One of the only 2 men in the lineup hitting under 300 for Slippery Rock. This one, he swings on the first pitch, belts one out to center field, little drop for a base hit, and Eland is safely aboard with 2 outs here in the second inning. Eland 1 for 3 yesterday with a run scored, so 2 for 4 in the tournament now for the Slippery Rock center fielder out of the number 9 hole. And that'll raise his season average to .299, 1 hit away from the magic 300 number. Abraham Mao back to the plate now. Mao walked in his first plate appearance back in the first inning, as both teams have hit through their lineups. This one ripped into the left field line. It gets by the third baseman and goes all the way to the corner. And we're going to have a play at the plate here. Here comes the throw. Eland on his horse. The throw is on time, and he drops the ball. The catcher dropped the ball on the throw. It was going to be a tough play. Nice throw there in from the left field position, as that's Brent Taylor. He fires into the cutoff man, but the catcher unable to come up with the cutoff, as it looked like maybe he just tried to apply the tag before he had control of the ball. The ball squirts free, and Joe Eland is safely in. It'll be a double for Abraham Mao and an advance on the throw, as Mao now stands down at third base with 2 outs in a 1-1 ball game, as Slippery Rock has leveled things up here with 2 outs in the second inning. John Kazarian to the plate now. Kazarian 0 for 1 today. This one he hits a line drive into left field. It'll be a base hit that scores Abraham Mao. Kazarian will hold up at first base. And Slippery Rock with 2 out runs here in the second inning has taken a 2-1 lead over Millersville on back-to-back hits into left field from Abraham Mao and John Kazarian, the 1-2 men in the lineup. And that'll bring up Connor Hamilton to the plate for his second appearance in as many innings. Hamilton 412 on the year and has a team-high 16 home runs. That's the most in Slippery Rock single-season history. This one lined into center field. It'll be his second straight pop fly out to center field for Hamilton, who has seen only 2 pitches today. He doesn't like to wait on pitches. Swings at the first pitch, both at bats, both pop fly outs. But Slippery Rock does some damage. 2 singles there from Abraham Mao and John Kazarian, and the Rock gets 2 runs on the board to take a 2-1 lead as we head to the third inning. We'll be back. You're watching PSAC Baseball on the PSAC Sports Digital Network.
pretty cool. I'm enjoying doing this, live streaming this. And also good, and also letting the announcers do us to talk.
And we're back here for the top of the third inning. Millersville comes to the plate trailing for the first time in this tournament now as Slippery Rock scores 2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning to take a 2-1 lead. Leadoff man here for Millersville is the number 9 man in the lineup, Tyler Wright. Fights this one off out of play down the first base line.
No balls and a strike. Baseball, but
Luke Truman, 32 pitches today so far for the Slippery Rock starter. 1 strikeout, 2 walks.
College baseball.
For Truman.
I don't get to watch a lot of college. So some of it.
Wright looks at a ball that misses just on the outside.
Another baseball.
1 ball and 1 strike early on here to Tyler Wright. And this one right down the middle, but misses high. 2 balls and a strike now.
I don't know. It may
to the right fielder. Wright 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored yesterday against Cal U. This one again just misses on the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike. As Truman is not real satisfied with the strike zone right now, but it's been the same for both teams. It's very tight
for you guys
today, it seems, as there's another walk, as we've got our 5th walk of the game between the two teams. 5 walks and a hit batter in less than 3 innings of work here. And those are the kind of things that lead to long days at the ballpark with free bases.
Probably will just keep going.
1 man on for Millersville. They've put the leadoff man on base all 3 innings so far. A walk, a base hit, and another walk the first 3 innings of this game. And that'll bring up the leadoff man in the batting order, Jimmy Loesch, the second baseman. He walked and scored a run back in the first inning, his first plate appearance. Steps in for the second time against Truman. Truman comes home. This one fought off on the inside pitch, jammed him up, out of play. No balls and a strike to Loesch. Loesch, 361 coming into today, 531 slugging and a 449 on base percentage. For the top spot in the Millersville lineup, he has started all 50 games for the Marauders this year, make it 51 now. Here comes the 0-1, misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. 38 pitches now for Luke Truman with no outs here in the third inning. Had a myriad of performances yesterday. We saw some pitchers throw as low as 70 or 80 pitches. We saw some people get pulled early on. And then we saw a couple guys go 7, 8, 9 innings yesterday, up over the 110 pitch mark. I think we had 3 pitchers throw at least 110 pitches yesterday in the opening day of the tournament.
Oh, wow.
Foul ball there, 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Loesch with nobody out and 1 man on. Pickoff attempt over to first and right on the money. Nice pick by Spieshak. And they'll say that Wright is back in there safely.
Yeah, next game at 2 o'clock. Strasburg. So I thought it would be like that would be now, and then I thought the next game very
comes home this time outside again, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I guess it makes
Truman
more sense.
Trying to locate on that outside corner and is just missing ever so slightly.
In case
so
it
far
gets
in this
go extra innings or something.
And another check over to first base. No problem there for Wright to get back that time.
So,
2 balls, 2 strikes. Game of the day. Out, 1 man on. Top of the third.
The losers will play tonight.
And he's back in there safely again over at first base. And this one popped up into shallow left field. Coming over to make the play is Evan Knaus for the first out of the inning. Wright will have to stay at first base for Millersville. 1 man down, still with 1 man on first in the top of the third inning for the Marauders. That'll bring up Bren Taylor to the plate. 1 for 1 today is Taylor. after a 3-for-4 performance yesterday. So 4 for 5 in this tournament over the first 2 days for the Millersville left fielder. And he steps in for his second appearance. Truman, another pickoff attempt over to first. That's 4 now. And Wright, probably tired of diving back into the bag. Truman from the stretch. We'll see if he comes home here. He does. That one right over the corner with an off-speed pitch. No balls and a strike.
Yeah,
to Taylor.
I think I'm just going to leave that one. I don't know how long my workout will be. I'm doing the Peloton for the first time, so.
And Taylor hits this one
It
into
should be
left
no more than
field.
a
It's
half
back.
hour.
It'll be extra bases. It's into the corner, off the wall. Knaus struggles to grab it. The run will score. Maybe. Here's the throw to the plate. Hamilton blocks it. The throw was never going to be in time to catch Wright, who scores all the way from first base on a double there for Taylor. Taylor 2 for 2, and he stays hot in the tournament. A double, and he advances on the throw. So Millersville ties things up 2-2 here in the second inning, and has a man on third base with only one out as the Marauders threatening to retake the lead here in the third inning. Thomas Caulfield comes to the plate. Caulfield walked in his first at bat. Did not walk. He had a sacrifice fly for an RBI in his first at bat today.
Probably maybe for 50 minutes.
And a chance of another RBI here for Caulfield. This one low and outside, no balls and a strike. As Taylor, now 5 for 6 in the tournament, waits down at third base after the double. And Truman comes home, catches a piece of the bat. They say foul ball. It'll be 1 ball and 1 strike to Caulfield. Truman, not one of the top strikeout guys for the Rock. He doesn't strike a lot of guys out. He pitches to contact more than a guy like, say, Ricky Mineo, Slippery Rock's hard-throwing righty, who's more of a strikeout pitcher.
So now this is
1-1
a
in the dirt.
elimination.
Hamilton, nice job to block that one and keep the runner at third. 2 balls and a strike. Truman continues to struggle with his control early on here. 46 pitches thrown now already for Truman with 1 out here in the third inning. And if there's something to knock Slippery Rock on this year, it's been that the pitching depth is not very strong once you get through the 4-man starting rotation. And this one hit in the air to left field. It'll be foul to level our count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2, 1 out, man on third, tie game, 2-2 already here in the top of the third inning. 9 innings today, 9 innings in all the games of the PSAC tournament. So if you missed us yesterday, you're just tuning in. No more 7-inning games. We're done with all that. It's all 9 innings from here through the national championships. This one hit in the air to center field. It looks like it may get over Eland's head, and it does. Eland maybe misplayed that off the bat, and that'll be a double for Caulfield and another RBI for Millersville. And the Marauders, as we mentioned, one of the best offensive teams in the region, showing it again as they've got their third run of the day and retake the lead 3-2 here in this third inning. Millersville still threatening here, a man in scoring position with only 1 out, and the cleanup man coming to the plate in the form of Luke Traynor. Traynor, candidate for the PSAC East Player of the Year, no doubt. A .435 batting average coming into today. Slugging .627, 61 RBIs on the year. And a perfect 3 for 3 yesterday. He walked in his first at bat here this afternoon. So still batting 1,000 in this PSAC tournament. Fouls this one back out of play. No balls and a strike.
Pretty cool.
As Millersville continues to threaten early on here. And we figured today this would be a game that would include some explosive offense. And we've seen it already. 5 runs on the board with only 1 out in the top of the third inning. This one in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike now. as Truman struggling to string together
the
back-to-back
winners will
strikes
play.
early on in this game.
I don't know. The championship, I don't know. Something that's just Saturday. I don't know if we'll be 12 or actually be Saturday.
Foul back into Hamilton. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good crowd for the morning game here. 10 a.m. on a Thursday. Again, after a 9:30 Wednesday game for Slippery Rock. Not an easy game to make for parents, families, friends in that Thursday morning time slot. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Man on second for Millersville. And Luke Trainer at the plate. Here comes the 1-2. Slapped on the ground over to third. Mao makes the play. Keeps the man at second. Fires over to first. They get him on the tag as the throw wasn't great, but Joel Spieshak over there at first base came off the bag, caught the ball, and made a nice play to get the tag for the out. Mao, nice job to keep the man at second base, freezing him there. Out number 2 in the inning, and Slippery Rock will try to get out of this one without allowing any more damage. 2 runs already on the board for the Marauders in the third. The designated hitter, Keegan Soltis, to the plate now. Soltis 0 for 1 today, 312 on the year. And 2 for 3 yesterday in the tournament, so 2 for 4 overall in the tournament for Soltis. Looks at a called strike down the middle, no balls and a strike.
So tired today. And after I was trying to watch the whole Strasburg game, I fell asleep. He won like 11 to 6, 11 to 8.
And the 0-1 from Truman in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike now.
They'd be a pretty tough team.
Game number 2 today will be a 2 o'clock start this afternoon. That'll feature Mercyhurst, the number 3 seed in the Western Division. This one hit foul down the third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Mercyhurst, the 3 seed in the PSAC West. They'll play the number 4 seed in the PSAC East, East Stroudsburg, after the Warriors knocked off the top seed in the PSAC West, Gannon, last night in the nightcap. Those are our 4 teams still alive: Millersville, Slippery Rock, Mercyhurst, East Stroudsburg. 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds in order. This one hit in the air to left center field. Back is Eland, and he makes the play at the warning track for the third out of the inning, but Millersville gets both runs back that they gave up in the bottom of the second, and the Marauders retake a 3-2 lead. We'll go to the bottom of the third next. You're watching PSAC Baseball on the PSAC Sports Digital Network.
Yeah. I do probably have a break, probably Peloton too. And the pilot did. Try to take pictures of the time again. So, is that right? Do I love to take pictures or love to take videos? I mean, I said I'll probably just keep this kid going. It's a live stream. I'll probably just keep it going for you guys. I don't know if it'll be how long it'll be for my Peloton. I think it'll be over in a half an hour. That's the first time doing it. Probably be half, at least 50 minutes to a half an hour. I don't want to go too hard on it. It's my first time doing it. And as soon as I'm done doing that, I come back up my room, watch the rest of the game.
And we're back to Jack Critchfield Park, bottom of the third inning. Slippery Rock to the plate with the right fielder, Alex Robanold, leading things off. The Marauders, this one hit on the ground over to third base, fielded cleanly, fired over, no problem.
Like I said,
For the third baseman, Justin Taylor.
That long.
Millersville decided they had seen enough of their starter, and after regaining a 3-2 lead, make a pitching change after just 2 innings. In this one, they go to number 35, Chris Perazzi, on the bump. And Eddie Morris to the plate now, 1 ball and no strikes. Perazzi, 4.23 ERA. This is his 18th appearance. That's a team high this season. And he is 1-0 on the year. Opponents hitting .261 against Perazzi as Rischel pulled from this game after 2 innings, allowed 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. Only gave up 3 hits, but he did walk a couple guys. And Millersville pulls the plug early on Rischel. This one inside. 3 balls and no strikes now to Eddie Morris. Morris, the Rock DH, 0 for 5 in the tournament so far. This one misses outside. A 4-pitch walk for Eddie Morris as he's aboard with 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. That'll bring up Joel Spieshak to the plate. Spieshak flied out in his first appearance. That was against the lefty Rischel. This will be his first appearance against the righty. So we'll have a righty on lefty matchup. Spieshak, this one misses outside. 5 straight balls thrown from Perazzi. And Joel looking for his first hit of the tournament. 0 for 5 so far in the tournament. 4 strikeouts yesterday. This one catches the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I like it, maybe after every day, every morning.
1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike as Perazzi still working on trying to find that strike zone. Millersville with another man up throwing in the bullpen already. Could turn into a bullpen game for the Marauders, which may work to their advantage if they were to advance and stay in that winner's bracket. This one hit, line drive over to the second baseman. It's a double play right to him, and Joel Spieshak's struggles continue in this tournament. 0 for 6 now is Spieshak. Hit that one pretty solidly, but right to the second baseman who easily turns the double play. And we're out of the inning with 3 men up and 3 men out for Slippery Rock. We go to the fourth inning. We go to the top of the 4th. Millersville leads it 3-2. We'll be back. You're watching PSAC Baseball on the PSAC Sports Digital Network.
I don't think it'll be more than, I don't know, guys. I should be able to come up to watch it at least. That's this game.
Top of the fourth inning now at Jack Critchfield Park in game number 1 today between Millersville and Slippery Rock. Millersville leads it 3-2. And first pitch of the top of the fourth inning is a called strike on the outside corner from Luke Truman to number 6, Justin Taylor. Taylor, the third baseman, 1 for 1 today. Hits this one in the air on a line out to right field. Robanold all the way back, and he's not going to get to this one as the wind carries it a little bit. Looked like that was going to stay in the ballpark, but it just kept carrying, and it's a home run for Taylor, who's 2 for 2 today. And the Marauders push that lead out to 4-2 with no outs in the fourth inning. With our first home run of the day, first home run of the tournament for Millersville. And Slippery Rock in some trouble early on here as the Marauders in that offense out to a 4-2 lead. Millersville now 14 runs in the tournament through just a little over 10 innings worth of work. This one bunted foul. No balls and a strike now to Cole Hauser, the catcher. Hauser's 0 for 1 on the day. And the number 7 spot in the lineup for Millersville. Middle of the lineup has got it done for the Marauders today. 2 for 2, Taylor in the 2 spot. 1 for 1, Caulfield in the 3 spot. And Taylor has been electric in the tournament so far for Millersville. And this one misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Truman already up to 60 pitches today, and there's action in the Slippery Rock bullpen as at 60 pitches with no outs in the fourth inning. It may not be a long day for Luke Truman. This one misses another ball, 2 balls and a strike now. This one hit in the air to shallow right field. Camping underneath it is Robanold to make the out. For out number 1 of the inning as Hauser's retired for the second time today to bring up Chase Simmons, the center fielder. Simmons 0 for 1 this afternoon, struck out in his first plate appearance against Truman.
Boy, guys,
Here comes Simmons to the plate.
back like 50.
1 for 3 yesterday. Called strike as he's taking the first pitch there. 252 on the year for Simmons. Squares to bunt, bunts it back to the pitcher. Truman fields it cleanly, throws over to first, and the throw is errant. They'll say interference, and they're going to punch the runner out on interference. And I don't know if I agree with that call. I'm not sure. I don't believe the Millersville will agree with that call. As you see Sheehan very angry and doing some pointing and some gesturing at the home plate umpire there. Sheehan very fired up, the Millersville manager, as you see on your screen there. As an errant throw from Truman over to first base, pulled Spieshak off the bag. He wasn't able to come up with the ball, but they determined that Millersville's runner didn't make an effort to stay out of the way of the play there, and they punched the runner out on interference. Being as it was the home plate umpire's call, I don't believe that John Sheehan's conversation here will lead to much of a change of heart for the umpire. But nevertheless, we continue to debate it here. And a lot of pointing and gesturing over there, and all is well that ends well. It'll be an out on the interference for the batter, and a fired up Millersville head coach. But cooler heads will prevail here. 2 outs now in the inning, and the base is empty now for the number 9 man in the lineup, Tyler Wright. Wright walked in his first plate appearance. This one hit up the middle. It may get in the gap. Slow roller, but Kazarian able to get to it. Makes the stretch at first for Spieshak. Out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Nice defensive play there to end it. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning with Millersville leading it 4-2 after the Marauders get the solo home run there in the fourth inning. 4-2 now for Millersville. We go to the bottom of the fourth next on the PSAC Sports Digital Network. And we're back here to Jack Critchfield Park, bottom of the fourth inning now. Millersville with a solo home run off the bat of Justin Taylor in the top of the fourth inning, takes a 4-2 lead over Slippery Rock. Evan Knaus, the number 7 man in the lineup, to the plate for SRU to lead things off here. And looks at a called strike there from Perazzi. Perazzi came on in relief to start the third inning for Millersville after they pulled the starter Rischel, after Rischel gave up 2 runs in the second inning. Swing and a miss, strike 2, quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Knaus. As Knaus, he struck out in his first at bat on 3 pitches and threatening to do so again here. Not an everyday man in the lineup, Knaus. He only plays once every 4 games in the normal series. Swing and a miss. 6 pitches and 2 strikeouts for Knaus today as he doesn't look comfortable at the plate. That'll bring up Kobe Bubash to the plate. Bubash, 416 on the year, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. He looked at a called third strike from Rischel in his first plate appearance. Huge swing. Fouls one off. No balls and a strike. Off-speed pitch. Bubash tried to send it to the moon and sent it about 3 inches into the dirt. No balls and a strike. This one, another big swing, fouls that back off the plate. No balls and 2 strikes quickly here as Perazzi has gone up 0-2 to both of the first 2 men in this inning. And look for strikeout number 2 in a row. This one hit a little blooper into center field. It's going to get down for another base hit for Kobe Bubash, who stays hot at the plate in the number 8 spot for the Rock. And a man aboard with 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning brings up Joe Eland, the number 9 man in the Slippery Rock lineup. Eland, the center fielder, 1 for 1 today. Had a base hit back in the second inning, his first plate appearance. 299 on the year, 1 swing away from leaping over the 300 mark. And this one catches the inside corner, no balls and a strike. And we're still trying to get an idea of where that strike zone is. It seems like we've seen a few inside, few outside corners called one way, then not called the same way, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. It's been consistent both ways, not great for one or the other early on here. It's been a tight strike zone. That one misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. This one curveball too high. 2 balls and a strike now to Eland from Perazzi. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning, Slippery Rock 1 man on first base. This one fouled back out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Eland. Abraham Mao waits on deck. The Rock leadoff man in the lineup. 1 for 1 today is Mao. And if Eland avoids the double play here, we'll see Mao in this inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one right down the middle, looks at a called third strike for Eland. He thought it was inside, and it's punch out number 2 of the inning for Perazzi. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 4th inning. Abraham Mao comes to the plate. Slippery Rock with a man on first. The Rock have already stranded 4 runners on base in this game. Left the bases loaded back in the 2nd inning. And this one hits Mao in the head. He tries to duck out of the way. It catches him in the back of the head. Our second hit batter, and 4 free bases now allowed by the Millersville pitchers. They walked 2 men and hit 2 others. And that'll put men on first and second for SRU with John Kazarian coming to the plate. Kazarian 1 for 2 today. Has an RBI in this game. Hit the ball that led to the walk-off win yesterday against Shippensburg in the opener. And a man scoring position, another at first base. We'll see what Kazarian can do in his first appearance against Perazzi. This one misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. To the number 2 man in the Rock lineup, the shortstop, John Kazarian. Connor Hamilton, the catcher, waits on deck. This one misses low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Kazarian. As we've seen the pitchers, all 3 of them so far have struggled with control. We've seen a lot of balls thrown early on in this game. It remains a 4-2 lead for Millersville in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 pitch, fouled back into the netting. 2 balls and a strike now to Kazarian. And Kazarian, an All-American last year, hit around the 400 mark, had a terrific redshirt sophomore season, and dealing with a back injury this year. Not enough of an injury to keep him out of the lineup, but certainly enough of an injury to impact his swing and his performance at the plate. This one catches the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Kazarian. And Kazarian hitting .269 this year. An energy guy, as head coach Jeff Messer describes him. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. This one outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Millersville wanted the call. Pretty clear from up here that was off the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes now as a full count to Kazarian. 1 base open. That bag is third right now. And here comes the 3-2. Hit on the ground into the gap. That'll score a run. Kazarian with another RBI in this game. Bubash around third to score. And the runners will stay put at first and second. Slippery Rock gets the run back, 1 run back from the 4th inning to cut it to a 4-3 deficit. Bubash scores another run, and John Kazarian finding a little groove here in the PSAC tournament. Works the count full and then hits an RBI single into the gap in left field. Connor Hamilton to the plate now. Hamilton's only seen 2 pitches today. He swung at the first pitch, both at bats. He's 0 for 2. Fly balls to center field both times. We'll see what he does in his first at bat against Perazzi. Swings at the first pitch again. Fouled back out of play. It'll just get into the stands. And no balls and a strike to Hamilton, who has swung at the first pitch all 3 times at the plate today. You don't mind to see an aggressive hitter swing at the first pitch, but with as many errant throws as we've seen from the pitchers today, you wouldn't mind also seeing Hamilton take a pitch early on in one of these at-bats here and wait for a good pitch. No balls and a strike now, though, to the Rock's leading hitter. 409 now on the year is Hamilton. This one fouled back into the netting quickly. No balls and 2 strikes, as Hamilton has only seen 4 pitches and he's swung at all 4 of them this afternoon. This morning, 11 a.m. still. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 men on. Slippery Rock trying not to strand 2 more here. In the bottom of the 4th inning, they've already stranded 4 on base. Here comes the 0-2, swing and a miss, strikeout. Hamilton's seen 5 pitches, and he's been put out 3 times. Not what you need from the top man in your lineup. And the Rock will trail it 4-3 as we head to the 5th inning. Millersville leading. We'll be back. You're watching PSAC Baseball on the PSAC Sports Digital Network. And welcome back to Jack Critchfield Park. Through 4 innings today, Millersville leads Slippery Rock 4-3. Fairly even game. Both teams with 5 hits. Both pitching units have struggled with control. A lot of walks, a couple hit batters in this game. 4 runs on 5 hits for Millersville, 3 runs on 5 hits for Slippery Rock. The difference right now is a solo home run off the bat of Justin Taylor for Millersville, which came back in the 4th inning. The Rock scores 1 in the bottom of the 4th to get it to 4-3, and we're here for the top of the 5th inning now. Loesch, the leadoff man in the lineup, top of the order for Millersville for his 3rd plate appearance today, looks at a strike on the inside corner. Truman, 66 pitches thrown so far, 1 strikeout, 4 earned runs allowed, 3 walks for Truman. This one, there's another base hit as Loesch lines that one into right field for the leadoff man aboard again for Millersville. They've put the leadoff man on base every inning, I think, so far through 5 innings. And making Slippery Rock work out of a hole every inning. And the Marauders have made it count in the form of 4 runs early on in this one. Loesch aboard to lead things off. He stands down at first base, and Bren Taylor to the plate. Taylor has been just about unstoppable in this tournament so far. He's 5 for 6 now, 2 for 2 today. And hits this one into left field. He'll be put out for the first time today and just the 2nd time in the tournament. Evan Knaus under that one to make the play for out number 1 of the inning. Loesch forced to stay at first base. And Caulfield now comes to the plate. Thomas Caulfield, 1 for 1 today for the Millersville shortstop. Caulfield, 1 for 4 yesterday. Had an RBI in that game. Has 2 RBIs in this game already. 3 RBI on the tournament. For the number 3 man in the Marauder lineup, Caulfield steps in with 1 out and a man aboard first base. In the top of the 5th inning, outside, ball number 1 from Truman. Pitch number 69 from Truman. 2 men warming up in the bullpen for Slippery Rock. And it looks like it'll be Robert Herr and Owen Rossman. This one, curveball, misses the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes now to Caulfield. Luke Trainer waits on base. Trainer 0 for 1 today. And the check over to first base. No problem getting back for Loesch. Truman will reset. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Millersville leads 4-3. This one hit into left field, right field, for another base hit from Caulfield as he stays hot. 2 for 2 on the day now is Caulfield. A couple of RBIs in this one, and Millersville has men at first and second. We're going to have a mound visit here from Slippery Rock, so we'll step out. We'll be back. You're watching the PSAC Baseball Championships on the PSAC Digital Sports Network. And just a conversation at the mound for Slippery Rock pitcher Luke Truman. A little visit there from pitching coach Mike Nuzzo. And we'll step back in here. For Luke Trainer, the cleanup man in the lineup, 0 for 1 today is Trainer. Trainer yesterday was 3 for 3. And he's the top batter in the Millersville lineup. This one misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Trainer, 435 on the year in 50 appearances. He steps in with 2 men aboard here. Runners at first and second with 1 out in the 5th inning, and Millersville already leading 4-3. And pickoff attempt over at second base. Back is Loesch. And we'll reset here with 1 ball and no strikes to Trainer. This one outside again. That's been Truman's miss today. Outside to the lefties, inside to the righties. 2 balls and no strikes now as Truman creeps up to 73 pitches on the day. And we may not be looking at very long outings for either one of the starters. Millersville pulled their starter after the second inning. This one fouled back out of play. 2 balls and a strike now to Trainer. Slippery Rock starter Luke Truman staying in there through 4 1/3 so far. Like to get at least 5 out of Truman for sure. We mentioned earlier on the depth in the Slippery Rock bullpen is not overwhelmingly high. 2 freshmen in the bullpen for the Rock right now in the form of Rossman and Herr. 2 balls and a strike. Right down the middle, but low. 3 balls and a strike. As Truman has already walked 3, and another walk here would result in the bases loaded. And we're in the middle of that Millersville lineup, the vaunted lineup. This one hit in the air to left field. Camping under it is Knaus, and the runners will have to stay put. So Truman does a nice job getting Trainer to pop fly out to the left fielder for out number 2 of the inning. And Trainer perfect yesterday and held off the box score so far today. In the cleanup spot for Millersville. That'll bring us to the DH, Keegan Soltis. Soltis 0 for 2 on the day. Steps in for his 3rd appearance against Luke Truman. This one fouled back, curveball. And Soltis fights it off. No balls and a strike. 2 down, 7 hits now on the board for Millersville. 4 runs on 7 hits, including 1 home run from the next man in the lineup, Justin Taylor, who waits on deck. 2 for 2 today against Truman is Taylor. And we'll see if he gets a chance with runners on here. This one outside, 1 ball and a strike to Soltis. 78 pitches now for Truman through 4 2/3. 2 men aboard, 1 at first, 1 at second, with 2 down in the 5th inning. And here comes the 1-1. This one fouled up down the first base line. Joel Spieshak is there near the wall, makes the play just inside the fence for out number 3 of the inning. And Justin Taylor, the hot bat for the Marauders, will have to wait till the 6th inning. Slippery Rock will go to the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing 4-3. We'll be back here watching PSAC baseball on the PSAC Sports Digital Network. And we welcome you back into Jack Critchfield Park. Bottom of the fifth inning now. Slippery Rock trails Millersville 4-3. The Marauders 4 runs on 7 hits. Slippery Rock 3 runs on 5 hits as we head to the midway point of the first game of 3 this afternoon in the double elimination portion of the PSAC Baseball Championships. Back to the mound for Millersville is Chris Perazzi. Perazzi came in to start the third inning after Millersville pulled starter Evan Rischel after allowing 2 runs in the second inning and a short outing for Rischel. And Perazzi has allowed just 1 run since coming in. He has hit a batter and walked a batter, allowed 1 earned run. This one fouled back into the netting. Alex Robanold's the leadoff man for the Rock here in the 5th inning. Robanold hitting .369 on the year, but 0 for 1 today, still looking to get hot in this tournament. This one misses high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike now to the Rock right fielder. Robanold, everyday left fielder for Slippery Rock. Luke Truman, the pitcher today, plays right field every day for the Rock when he's not pitching. And once every 4 days in the lineup. This one slapped on the ground over to first base. The throw not in time, they say. They say that he beat out the throw, and that'll be a base hit, infield single for Robanold. As the play looked close, we'll try to watch it back here on our end. It does look like he's safe by just a hair when we watch it back. And looks like the call is right down there by the first place umpire. Nice eyes by him as Robanold just beats it out for an infield single. Eddie Morris to the dish now. Morris 0 for 5 in the tournament with 4 strikeouts. And to be honest, hasn't really looked close in many of those at-bats. He looks at a called strike there. And no balls and a strike quickly to the Rock DH. This one inside, fouled back, and quickly no balls and 2 strikes against Morris. We mentioned the struggles earlier, but the middle of this Slippery Rock lineup, the 5-6 holes, Eddie Morris and Joel Spieshak have been outstanding for SRU all year long. Both hitting well over .350 coming into the tournament, and both are 0 for in this tournament. This one high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Morris and Spieshak both struck out 4 times in all 4 of their plate appearances yesterday against Shippensburg. And you just can't have 8 strikeouts from the 5-6 man in your lineup. And this one hit on the air, line drive through the gap up the middle for Eddie Morris, and he's off the schneid. It gets through Millersville. There's going to be an error in the outfield by the center fielder, and all the way from first base, here comes Alex Robanold. We've got a tie ball game. Eddie Morris with a single to get off the schneid, and an error by the Millersville center fielder on what should have just been a routine play. Chase Simmons, the ball squirts underneath his glove and allows the runners to advance. Robanold scores all the way from first base, and Morris advances to second on the error. And just like that, we're level again, 4-4. And we're going to have a conversation here, it looks like. I'm not sure what's going on here. The second base umpire chatting with the second baseman, and we got a thumbs up. Everything's good. Maybe just making sure everybody's okay there. And we're good. Everybody's okay. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Joel Spieshak to the plate, and Spieshak trying to match Eddie Morris and get off that schneid that we talked about. 0 for 5 in the tournament is Spieshak. 4 strikeouts yesterday and a pop fly in his first plate appearance today. This one misses high, 1 ball. 0 for 6, is Spieshak. 0 for 2 today. He lined out to second base into a double play, his last at-bat, flied out in his first at-bat. This one catches the corner, 1 ball and 1 strike now to Spieshak. No outs, 1 man in scoring position in the form of Eddie Morris down at second base. We mentioned earlier, if you didn't catch us, Spieshak's bat failed bat testing yesterday, the bat he played with all year long, as the weight system inside the bat just shifted ever so slightly. And if the balance point isn't correct on those bats when they bat test them, the bats have to come out of the rotation. So Spieshak trying to find a new bat in a critical time did not look comfortable yesterday. The weighting in the bats are all a little bit different. The bat he tried yesterday was a little top heavy, and he struggled to catch up to the ball. And you see it there again. He just doesn't look comfortable. For a man that's hitting .420 on the year, he's 0 for 7 in the tournament now. As baseball players, you can't mess with a good thing, and you take your bat out of your hand. Spieshak has struggled to find a new one. Evan Knaus to the plate now with 1 out. Knaus is 0 for 2 today, 245 on the year. Swing and a miss. Knaus struck out on 3 straight pitches in his last plate appearance. He's struck out twice this afternoon. And Knaus, again, doesn't get to play very often here. He's the reserve outfielder. He plays only when Luke Truman is pitching, as he is today. This one fouled back out of play. And no balls and 2 strikes now, as 5 straight pitches have been strikes on Evan Knaus. He's trying to avoid striking out for the 3rd time in 3 plate appearances so far today. Once they pull Truman, it'll be interesting to see if Jeff Messer brings Truman into the lineup, keeps Truman in the lineup. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3-pitch strikeout again for Evan Knaus. I think he's seen 9 pitches today and struck out 3 times. And I think once Luke Truman gets pulled from the mound in this game, I think Luke Truman will take that spot, and they'll probably move Truman to right field and Alex Robanold back to left field. No offense to Evan Knaus, but you can't have 3-pitch strikeouts in crucial games like this. Kobe Bubash to the dish now. Swinging at the first pitch, popped down the left field line. It's going to drift foul. Just barely, by a foot or 2, does it drift foul. And no balls and a strike to Bubash. Bubash is 1 for 2 today, hitting .422 on the year. And don't be alarmed when you see the all-conference team come out tomorrow, because Kobe Bubash won't be on it, despite leading all middle infielders in batting average this year. Just didn't play enough games to qualify, as he played in a platoon setting early on this season, sharing that second base role. Perfect bunt down the line, but it just drifts foul. It looked like it was going to stay fair, as Bubash has been masterful at trying to catch teams off guard with that bunt single this year, and nearly does it again. But it drifts foul. No balls and 2 strikes now to Bubash. 4-4 ball game here. Both teams with 7 hits. Millersville with 1 costly error that allowed Robanold to score from first base on a single from Eddie Morris earlier in this inning to level us up all square at 4-4. No balls and 2 strikes now to Kobe Bubash. 2 outs and a man in scoring position. Fouled back out of play. And Millersville trying to limit the damage here. Slippery Rock had a run on the board and a man in scoring position with no outs in this game and in this inning, and has not been able to move that man from second. Back-to-back outs. Strikeouts nonetheless. This one hit on the ground, foul down the third base line. Still no balls and 2 strikes as Bubash fights to stay alive.
15 minutes ago.
Joe Elin waits on deck. 1 for 2 today.
It's about
Eland
20 minutes ago.
Struck out looking in his last plate appearance. And Perazi, 5 strikeouts so far after coming on in relief to start the 3rd inning. This one high and outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Bubash. Here comes the 1-2, hit again down the third base line, foul. Bubash struggling to catch up to the fastball a little bit, but fighting him off down that third base line. We'll have 1 ball and 2 strikes again with 2 outs and a man on second here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Good ball game here. 2 of the best teams in the region. Millersville number 3 in the regional rankings. Slippery Rock number 4 in the regional rankings. And both of these teams look like they're locks to make the NCAA National Playoff Tournament, which will be announced on Sunday night. This one popped up in the air. It looks like it may stay in play. Coming over from third base, makes a diving play, but can't come up with it. Is the third baseman, Justin Taylor. He looks like he's okay there. Great effort from Taylor at third base. Just can't come up with that foul ball. And it'll still be 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that would have been one heck of a play there by Taylor, who has already gotten it done with the bat in this game. A solo home run. He's 2 for 2 at the plate, and then almost made a Sports Center-esque play there, but unable to come up with the foul ball. And Bubash has life. This one inside, and he says it hit him in the knee. And they're going to say it did hit him. He acted like it hit him.
17-minute workout today. That's not bad.
And I don't want to say anybody's ever doing an acting job there, but that looked like a little bit of theatrics maybe there from Bubash after that ball grazed his leg. He appears to be okay, and
that's a workout every
we're
day.
going to have a third visit here to the umpire from Millersville head coach John Sheehan. This is the third time he's come out of the dugout to talk to the home plate umpire about a call he didn't like. And the first one was a hit batter. The umpires talked about it and said the ball hit the hand of Eddie Morris in his first plate appearance. And that was the first one. The second one was a Millersville runner called out on an interference call. And that one we think he did have a gripe with. We watched that one back, and it appeared that there probably wasn't interference on that one play in question. But this one will not change the outcome again. They'll say Kobe Bubash was grazed on the leg, and that'll put runners on first and second now for Joe Elin, the number 9 man in the lineup. We mentioned earlier, Elin 1 for 2 this afternoon. He did strike out looking against Perazzi the last time he was at the plate.
I enjoy doing this
See
game.
what
I
he
hope
does
you guys
this
are
time.
enjoying it.
Curveball outside corner, 1 strike.
And we're doing make
Elin.
some cool,
297.
some cool content for you guys
Can't
this
get over
summer.
that 300 mark.
Oh, this summer, as well as.
And this one fouled back out of play down the third base line.
And,
No balls and 2 strikes as Perazzi gets ahead in the count quickly again.
I am going to make a cool video for you guys.
We've seen this quite a bit early on in this tournament. Pitchers jumping out to quick
go
0-2 counts, and a lot of batters fighting off those counts.
Go up on Sunday.
Deep into the count. We'll see if Elin can do that again here.
It's a special video.
Perazzi trying to get out of the inning and limit the damage. This one inside, fights it off again. No balls and 2 strikes still. That's the pitch that he struck out on last time. Perazzi remembered it. Went back to the same location. Fastball inside corner. Eland ready for it that time. Fought it off. Tried to jam him up on the inside a little bit. Eland batting as a lefty. Here comes the 0-2. This one swung on, fouled down the third base line. Looks like it'll get out of play, and it will. Off the roof of the dugout. 0-2 again. So Elin fights off a couple of pitches in a row.
The video I'm talking about is a
Perazzi still up in the count.
Get ready
7
pitches
video now for Perazzi since coming in. Didn't start the game. The starter was the freshman Evan Rischel. He gave up 2 runs and walked 3 batters. Walked 2 and hit 1. And after just 2 innings of work, he was yanked in favor of Perazzi, who's been in there since the start of the third. This one, little blooper into center field. Over to make the play is the second baseman. Just didn't get anything on it. And the second baseman over there to make the play is Jimmy Loesch to end the inning. Slippery Rock strands 2 more. The Rock have now stranded 8 runners in this game. But we're tied 4-4 as we go to the 6th inning. You're watching the PSAC Baseball Championships on the PSAC Sports Digital Network.
And it's still going on. It's still the bottom of the top of 6. Oh, I guess it's a good thing now that they didn't have the second game. East Rockwood game was scheduled for 12, but this game would have been. I'm also going to be doing that game, but I don't think I'll be live streaming that game. I'm actually going to be videoing that game, but I'm not live streaming it. I'll go up here on my channel tomorrow morning, tonight at midnight.
And welcome back here for the 6th inning. Slippery Rock and Millersville in game number 1 today as we begin the double elimination portion of the tournament. The Rock get 1 run back in the bottom of the 5th inning after getting another in the 4th. And we're all square again, 4-4 between Millersville and Slippery Rock, in a battle between the number 3 and number 4 teams in the Atlantic region. Luke Truman back out for the 6th inning for Slippery Rock. Called strike to lead things off to Justin Taylor, the third baseman. Taylor, solo home run in his last plate appearance, 2 for 2 on the afternoon. And this one hit hard down the right field line again, and he'll have another base hit and another home run. 2 solo home runs for Taylor as Truman misses again. And Taylor continues to do the damage for Millersville. 3 for 3 today with 2 solo home runs. And the Marauders retake a lead, 5-4. Actually, a little surprised to see Truman back out there to start this inning. He has not had his stuff today. Had given up a home run in the 4th inning to that same batter, and had allowed 7 hits and walked a few men. But he's only had 81 pitches, so he's back out for the 6th inning, and it costs the Rock here as Taylor hits his 2nd home run of the game. This one, first pitch swinging for Cole Hauser, pop fly out to the left fielder. 0-3 on the day now is Hauser for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the number 8 man in the lineup, Chase Simmons, the center fielder. Simmons is 0 for 2 this afternoon against Truman and has 1 strikeout on the afternoon. As Justin Taylor in the 6th hole for Millersville, doing lots of damage here with 2 solo home runs and 3 for 3 on the day. Called strike to lead things off to Simmons. No balls and a strike with 1 out, nobody on here. In the top of the 6th inning as we go back and forth and back and forth. This one misses, ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
What time is the actually started, bro?
Fouled back out of play, 1 ball and 2 strikes now. If you just joined us, Millersville scored 1 in the 1st inning. Slippery Rock got 2 in the 2nd to take a 2-1 lead. Millersville got it right back to take a 3-2 lead in the 3rd. The Marauders added to that with a solo home run in the 4th to make it 4-2. Slippery Rock scores 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th to tie us back up at 4-4. And then Millersville with another solo home run off the bat of Justin Taylor, his 2nd solo shot today. And the Marauders now lead at 5-4. 2-2. 1 down. That one's over the corner. Strikeout. And Simmons didn't like it. But from here, it looked like a good call. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Luke Truman, who's up to 87 pitches through 2 outs in the 6th inning here. The number 9 man in the lineup now for Millersville is Tyler Wright, the right fielder. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon. Has walked today as well. Jimmy Loesch, the leadoff man in the lineup, waits on deck for Millersville with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Wright steps in way back in the batter's box with his foot on the back line. Bunts over to third base. Mao barehands the ball. The throw, yes, they say he's on the bag. They say that Spishak came up to get the throw, and they say he gets back down to the bag before the out. It'll be out number 3 of the inning, but the damage is done. Another solo home run from Justin Taylor, and Millersville retakes the lead, 5-4. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning next. You're watching PSAC Baseball on the PSAC Sports Digital Network. Yeah, welcome back to Jack Critchfield Park. Millersville with a solo home run from Justin Taylor retakes a 5-4 lead over Slippery Rock as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here in the first game of the double elimination portion of the PSAC Baseball Championships. Taylor with 2 solo home runs now today. Those are the only 2 home runs in the game. Millersville 5 runs on 8 hits. The Marauders have committed 1 error. And Slippery Rock 4 runs on 7 hits. Slippery Rock has stranded 8 men on base so far, including stranding the bases loaded. And the Rock stranded 2 men on base back in the 5th inning. And they come to the plate here with the top of the order, Abraham Mao to the plate. 1 for 1 today is Mao. He also walked 1 time and has 1 RBI today. This one misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Chris Perazzi, 59 pitches now after coming on in relief. He's got 5 strikeouts, allowed 1 earned run. This one called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mao. 2 runs scored on Perazzi, 1 of those unearned after an error on the center fielder. And this one hit hard, but line drive right to the third baseman. Easy play over at third. For an alert Justin Taylor, who hits the home run and continues to flash the glove over there at third base as well. 1 down here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. John Kazarian to the plate now. Kazarian 2 for 3 today with a couple of RBIs in this game. This one called strike. No balls and a strike to the number 2 man in the Rock lineup. Connor Hamilton waits on deck. Hamilton 0 for 3 today. This one low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike now as Perazzi goes over 61 pitches. One, 1 out. This one outside corner called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kazarian. And here comes the 1-2. This one outside. Kazarian thought about it, held up. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And there's a good eye by John Kazarian there to lay off that one. 2-2. This one inside and high. 3 balls and 2 strikes now as Kazarian works the count full. He did this the last time he was up and then ripped a base hit. And we'll see what happens this time around with another full count against Perazzi. Perazzi comes home. This one fouled back out of play. We'll run it back with a second payoff pitch. Great day at the Rock. We're going to have a beautiful day for baseball all afternoon. 3 games on deck. This one slapped into right field, and it's holding up in the air long enough for the right fielder to get over to make the play. That is Tyler Wright out there in right field for Millersville. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning as Kazarian is retired on the F9. Here comes Connor Hamilton to the plate now. Hamilton hasn't looked like himself today. He's 0 for 3 this afternoon. He's only seen 5 pitches. He swung on the first pitch all 3 at-bats so far. Going to have a mound visit here. And we'll see what happens as a result of the mound visit. Could be a pitching change. Could just be a conversation about whether or not to throw to Hamilton. And we'll check in and see what happens here. We'll be back. You're watching PSAC Baseball on the PSAC Sports Digital Network.
Well, the North City is having dinner and juice with child, but I like doing these kind of videos.
And we welcome you back in here. Millersville will make its second pitching change today, and they'll go to their ace reliever. And perhaps the best arm on the roster for Millersville. It'll be number 43, Nate Young, into the game. Young's 17th appearance of the year. That's number 3 on the team in terms of total appearances. He carries a 1.87 ERA, and opponents are batting just 186 against Young. Young has walked 16, allowed only 7 earned runs and 22 hits in 33 and 2/3 innings. The big number, 47 strikeouts in 33 and 2/3 innings. He steps in against Connor Hamilton. This one outside. Hamilton lays off for the first time today on the first pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. Best on best here. Millersville's best reliever versus Slippery Rock's best player. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And this one hit hard down the third base line. Foul as Hamilton squared up that curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Young, a lefty. 6'1", 185, senior from Ephrata, Pennsylvania. Here comes the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. And a little surprised to see the pitching change right here at this moment with 2 outs, as Perazzi had retired Hamilton a couple of times. But Millersville knows it wants to win this game and stay in the winner's bracket. And this one misses high, 3 balls and a strike. So they go to the ace out of the bullpen in the form of Nate Young.
pretty good game, guys, right?
Here comes the 3-1 to Hamilton. This one outside, he checks up. It'll be ball number 4, a 5-pitch walk from Hamilton, and he's aboard for the first time today. To give us Alex Robanold at the plate now, the cleanup man for SRU. 1 for 2 today. Robanold also has a walk this afternoon. He'll step in for the first time against Young in a lefty-righty matchup. Robanold stuck at 51 RBI the entire tournament here so far. That's what he came in at. Still there. Matches Connor Hamilton for the most on the team for Slippery Rock. This one misses outside. Ball number 1 to Robanold as Young trying to find a groove here. He's thrown a few balls early on in his appearance. This one outside again. Just kidding. I lied to you. 1 ball and 1 strike to Robanold. 1-1, 2 out. Man on first in the form of Connor Hamilton. Slippery Rock trails 5-4 in the bottom of the 6th. This one hit on the ground over to third base. Fielded cleanly by Taylor over. No problem. Out of the inning and no damage done. And Slippery Rock may have its hands full here now with Millersville going to their number 1 arm out of the bullpen. The Marauders lead it as we go to the 7th, 5-4. 4 innings to play. 3 innings to play. Excuse me. Math is hard. Here in game number 1 today. We'll be back. You're watching PSAC Baseball on the PSAC Sports Digital Network.
I'm telling you now, too much to talk about because I don't know not. But not all I know is they put 9 innings out of the double elimination tournament now. Loser plays tonight. The winner plays tomorrow. The loser will play either Bessie Hest or East Stroudsburg. And the winner will play the same either one of them 2 teams. I think
And we're back here, top of the 7th inning. Millersville leads it 5-4 on the strength of a couple of solo home runs. Off the bat, a third baseman, Justin Taylor, who's a perfect 3 for 3 today for the Marauders. Millersville, 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 men left on. Slippery Rock, 4 runs, 7 hits, and the big number for the Rock is 9 men left on base. And so far, that's the difference in this one. New blood on the mound for Slippery Rock here. It'll be the freshman Robert Herr, the righty. Lefty. I know what I'm talking about. Robert Herr to the mound as Luke Truman's day is done on the mound. They won't make the lineup change. It'll stay Evan Knaus in left field. Truman will be done for this game. And you'll see him bat in the Rocks next game and probably move back to his right field position. Jimmy Loesch, the leadoff man, top of the order here in the 7th inning for Millersville. Called strike down the middle from Herr to lead things off here in the 7th inning, and the Rock will have to go to the bullpen for 3 innings. Herr, 5.79 ERA on the year. This is his 8th appearance. And the number that might scare you at home with this offense, opponents batting .349 against Herr this year. And Millersville likely not done scoring today. We'll see how the freshman handles some pressure. 1 ball and 1 strike. Her local products went to Laurel High School, just about 10 minutes down the road from Slippery Rock here. This one hit on the ground. Slow roll over to short. Kazarian fields it cleanly, but then loses it on the transition. And another error for Slippery Rock. And a man aboard again to lead an inning off as Millersville continues to just put that first runner on every inning, it feels like. And a man on with no outs here in the 7th inning, and the first error of the day for Slippery Rock. And the Rock have not been very clean here